Well, make sure I'm recording. Awesome. No, I can't do a good morning, good afternoon, good evening because we just finished movie mode. So here's what we accomplished in the quarry. Yeah, no, this is basically behind the scenes commentary. Well, not really behind the scenes, but guess what? We're gonna cover as much as the quarry, as much as we can. So we already did the single player campaign. Finished that. We had 3 campers dead on my first playthrough. That didn't go well, and I was so salty. But then, it's okay. Then I looked up a little bit of IGN, walked through a little bit of the quarry, knew what choices I had to make sure all my freaking campers survived, and the Hackett family could just pretty much die, except for Travis, the one we kind of care about. I mean, he's still a dick, but we can deal. So anyway, just double check and make sure I'm recording. But the campers. All the campers surviving, and that's really all we care about. That was on my second playthrough. But really not my second playthrough. I just did a chapter select, made sure my characters survived, all of them. And everything was right. Everything was right in the world. My third walkthrough, this is kind of like a movie mode, so it kind of counts, but doesn't really count. Everybody freaking died. Except for the main family. 3 of the family members, except for Constance. Yeah, except for Constance, and maybe one other family member. Yeah, every freaking Hackett family member survived. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so pretty much by the time you get to chapter 9 to 10, all bets are off and everybody's plot armor is gone. Pretty much by chapter 9 and 10, everybody's plot armor is gone. It's literally gone, except for Jacob. Jacob can die on chapter 3. I mean, there's not really any added backstory, because he got all his backstory and character development towards the beginning, and after that, really the character development is with Dylan, Ryan, Abby to a degree. Not really Dick. I mean, he doesn't really get many screen time too. Certain characters get a lot of time to flesh out. Freaking Laura. Laura, definitely Max. But yeah, the ones who really don't get character, even freaking Emma got character development towards the second half, but really it's kind of a little bit of the first half. That one surprised me too. But anyway, we're gonna go to the bizarre yet Bonafide. My gosh, Dylan's right. It does sound like something. Yeah, Dylan's right. I thought that was a funny line. There was a lot of funny lines in this. This horror turned into a comedy in a sense. Alright, well, let's look at... The last thing we're going to do is go ahead... Yeah, we're going to listen to all the podcasts. Maybe we heard all the podcasts in the credits, but I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then, yeah, guys, we're officially done with the quarry. I might, and don't quote me on this, I might do the quarry in the future, but only with, like, friends and, let's just say, family. I'm not going to do it just because... Let me put it this way, I'm not going to go ahead and replay this game anytime soon because it does take a while. But it's a good interactive movie if you're playing with friends, or let's just say I'm playing with my wife, and basically, yeah, we do this. Alright, so, let's do the podcast. I think I can stay silent, but I'll kind of offer some commentary. Alright, let's turn off the subtitles. That's definitely one thing I want to do. Yeah, off. Because it's a podcast. Now we can see what Dylan's talking about. Go back to Curry. Gosh, that meme. Alright.
Welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal.
So what's the deal? We recording?
Yes, I think so. Yes, got it. We are live, baby.
We are not live.
Welcome to the inaugural episode of Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal, during which we take you down an untrodden path to the land of mindfuckery, leaving you wide-eyed and wondering, yet hopefully answering some questions along the way. I'm Grace. Anton?
Oh, I'm Anton.
And together, we hope to prove the involvement of supernatural phenomenon in real-world mysteries.
What? No, you hope to prove it. I'm just here to keep you on the straight and narrow, guiding you back to reality when you stray too far into the world of make-believe.
And after all, isn't that what friends are for?
No, friends generally go bowling and stuff, and they don't sit around making podcasts together. We're coworkers.
But if it weren't for us, who would investigate the weird happenings of the world?
I don't know, the FBI, also like 500 other podcasts.
Why should we leave everything to the FBI? Ask not what my country can do for me, Anton.
Okay,
It may
so-
have been the 50s, but it is advice that rings true today.
So this podcast is an act of patriotism now, is it?
Okay, so I originally thought that because this is our first episode, maybe we should ease our listeners in gently. But I found something, and it is bizarre.
Well, I may live to regret this, but the floor is yours.
What do you make of this? 6 teens in the woods, 1 dead body, and no remains.
A dead body's pretty big remain.
No, I mean, just listen. 6 teens head into this big wooded area that's supposed to be haunted, right? One of them wanders off and bam, walks squelch first into a dead body.
Okay, you say squelch first and you think I'm just gonna let that go.
And get this, they book it out of there, scared out of their skinny jeans, but when they return with the police, the body's gone. The dead woman's been taken.
Right, so I assume the cops saw drag marks in the dirt?
Nope, nothing.
So no body, no sign there ever was a body. Clearly the kids made it up.
You sound just like the cops, man. Or how I imagine they sounded anyway. Unfortunately, I wasn't there.
Unfortunately, you weren't there to be murdered?
No, to, have a little chit-chat with the cops. I just think I could have given them some perspective.
Oh, you're that person on the crime scene, like
I
a
mean,
serial
if-
killer returned.
if-
How do I know you didn't do this, Grace?
I'm just gonna say, Anton, if I see police tape, I might linger in case they need a bouncing board.
Okay, where did this happen? Where is there?
Upstate New York. Hackett Woods or something. I think there used to be a big quarry there, but now it's just acres and acres of privately owned land.
Okay, how about this for a theory? Kids were trespassing on privately owned land, so the owners called the cops. The kids made up some story about a dead body to take the heat off.
No way. The boy sounded really convincing.
Oh, okay, then it must be true. Also, how do you know he sounded convincing?
Well, this is how I found out. The boy from the woods posted a reaction video about seeing the dead body. He's freaked out, wants to know what the sweet hell is going on. He's only 15, Anton, and he's scared.
Grace, look at me and tell me you haven't been messaging teenagers on the internet.
Of course not. You have to become friends first
No.
to
no,
message them, and my
no,
friend
no,
request is
no.
pending. I need to solve this for him. This is the type of stuff that can mess you up as a kid.
Then tell him the truth. If there was a body, it was taken by a bear. End of discussion.
What kind of bear kills its prey, dicks off for a whole afternoon, then pops back and guzzles it whole?
Could have been 2 different bears.
So you're saying there was a bear accomplice? That's actually pretty interesting. This is the first rational thing you've said so
I'm
far.
calling it the Goldilocks defense. Okay, fine. If this woman didn't get eaten, what happened?
No, like I'm saying maybe she did get eaten, just not by any known creature.
Oh, brother.
Come on, open your mind. That's the whole point.
Look, Grace, I want to open my mind. I really do, but I'm gonna need help. My mind is guarded. It needs to be coaxed open with delicious evidence and facts.
Fine by me. I'll tempt that shy little mind of yours right open and slimed with my paranormal juices.
Has this gotten weird? This feels weird.
Definitely, but weird is the order of the day. So how about this? I'm going to contact the boy who posted the story and present undisputable evidence that something happened in those woods, and you present your mind to me open and ready to be stuffed.
Ew. But, okay, I'm in.
Full pinky swear?
Full pinky swear, cross my heart times a billion. If you show me actual proper evidence, I will reconsider my cynicism. If this dead body thing is bizarre yet bona fide, I'll change my mind.
Sorry, can I just get one more pinky swear because it was so sweaty that it felt like it just slipped right
Okay, well,
out.
it
and
was
I don't know
sweaty
if
on
that
your
is,
end,
like...
so me redoing it is not going to do anything. You need to wash your hands.
Are they for real?
Okay.
This is comedy gold.
I think it should be clean though.
Okay, that was so fast. I don't trust that you properly washed it, but fine.
Oh man, you just signed your life away. You know I'm not gonna stop until I prove you wrong, don't you?
Well, then we'll be doing this podcast until the day we die.
Which might be sooner than we think with all the horrors lurking in the forests, cryptids, trolls, creepy shit like that.
You know, I think that's a great hook to leave our listeners dangling on, don't you?
Is that your polite way of saying you're done?
I can only take a certain amount of your imagination at once, Grace. It's kind of like radiation. Little doses at a time are fine, but anything more and my face might melt off.
That's, like, in a weird way, a compliment, I think.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, folks, thanks for listening. We'll have a lot more about the unexplained phenomenon of the world in episodes to come, but for now, I'm focusing on what happened to that woman in the woods, so we can say for certain whether it's bizarre yet bona fide, or bizarre yet... Anton, what's the episode bona fide?
Bullshit.
Okay, that's a little strong, but you're a bitter, jaded soul, so I'll allow it.
Hey.
See you next time, folks!
Oh yeah, I'm definitely listening all the way.
So at this point, Anton, I'm going to put in some sort of spooky music.
Okay.
How was that? Cool, right? I'm totally proving you wrong, by the way, dude. You're going to eat your words.
Grace, you have to hit stop on the thing, otherwise we're still recording.
Oh, shoot. This one?
No, here, look. No, here, look. Let me do it.
Ah, it's cool, man. We can edit it out in post.
I love it. I freaking love it. Yeah, it's worth listening to all of them. I know this is probably not necessary, but yeah, you better believe I'm gonna listen. Alright, here we go.
Welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal.
Welcome to the latest episode of Bizarre Yet Bonafide. If you're here, it means that you, too, wish to delve into the unexplained mysteries that pierce our understanding of the world, and maybe, just maybe, discover the devastating truth behind them.
Welcome, one and all, to our devastatingly unpopular podcast.
You're in a good mood.
I just enjoyed your dramatic opening.
Don't be gross, Anton.
What the hell? That doesn't even make sense.
So, last week we explored a report of a dead body in the woods, found by some kid who was underage drinking with his buddies.
Firstly, false report. And second, you don't know they were underage drinking. That's libel.
Oh, come on. How did you spend your nights when you were 15?
Playing video games with a glass of warm milk, if you must know.
That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Shut up.
And, by the way,
What?
we don't know it was false. We just know that the body he claimed to see was gone by the time he returned with the police.
I remember, yeah. Pretty sus. Pretty sus indeed.
Well, guess what? I reached out to that kid.
Disclaimer, we do not condone stalking minors online, like at all.
He's adamant he saw a body. Listen to the message he sent. I remember the smell. It was kinda sweet, but like in a bad way. I was super freaked out and just ran back to the others. When I showed the cops where I found it, the body was gone. They said I was lucky they didn't book me for time wasting. It got me real worried because my girlfriend's going to summer camp around the same area, and if there's something killing people out there, I don't think she should go.
Do I need to remind you of the boy who cried wolf?
Notice the way he phrased it. Something out there. And I'm not talking wolves, I'm talking cryptids.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, cryptids. Creatures of the deep, menaces of the wild. Basically animals that don't exist within the realms of what we know to be real. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, werewolves, Yeti.
Or that don't exist at all.
Probably the biggest name out there. You all know him. You all love him. It's America's Sweet Squatch. That's right. It's Bigfoot.
Oh, he's an A-lister cryptid, all right.
He's pulling in for the crowd.
Racking up them followers.
Dishing out that content.
Soaking up that hashtag ad revenue.
He's
Go with it.
big.
What?
Oh,
That's it? That's
Really?
in the name.
I know, Anton, not
You should've
every
just said
landing
his
gets
name.
stuck. If I were an Olympic athlete, I would lose points for that. I realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, Anton, stop getting distracted. How can I keep you safe from this magnificent beast if you don't have all the facts?
How about I just stay out of the woods?
Time to learn about Bigfoot, or Bigus footus, as they say in Latin.
Absolutely, they do not.
Here, read this. Bigfoot is considered by cryptozoologists as a species, not an individual cryptid.
It is thought to be a hairy, ape-like humanoid that stands up to 10 feet tall.
Most sightings have been in the Pacific Northwest and North America.
They communicate through howls, screams, moans, grunts, and whistles.
Variations of ape-like creatures have been spotted all over the world, known as skunk ape, wood booger, yeti, and many more.
Skunk ape? Skunk ape? That's unnecessary. Imagine just going about your business thinking your name's Gerald or Steve just to find out the world's calling you skunk ape. No wonder he's attacking people. I'd be pissed too.
That's assuming he understands English. Like skunk ape in Sasquatch language might be like...
Do that again? Surprisingly close.
I was impressed too.
Okay, what's his weakness? How do I kill a Bigfoot if it ever comes to blows? Protect me, Grace.
You should never kill a Bigfoot. They have feelings and families and hopes and dreams. Also, I'm not sure there are specific ways like a crucifix on a vampire or silver and wolfsbane on a werewolf.
I think you're bearing the lead here. If there was a body, which there wasn't, it's way more likely it was the work of some machete-mad serial killer or something.
Listen, thousands of people have vanished in national parks in recent years. Something big has got to be afoot. If not Bigfoot, maybe Wendigos or the Nyx?
I know I'm gonna regret this, but what is the Nyx?
The Nyx has got some serious issues, my friend. It's an aquatic humanoid that lures kids to water and drowns them because it's lonely. Most active on Midsummer's Night, Christmas Eve, and Thursdays.
Wait. Thursdays?
Yeah, maybe Thursday is the Nyx's Friday. Like, after a long, tough week at work, he just wants to let his hair down, maybe drown some kids. 3-day weekend, baby.
Okay, so the Nyx is not someone you'd want to go for a beer with.
Yeah, I'd say, even as a single girl, I wouldn't go for a drink with the Nyx. But Bigfoot, I
What?
mean, what the hell? Yeah. I mean, of course, yes. I
What do
would,
you-
yeah, with
of
Bigfoot,
course?
yeah.
Of course you date Bigfoot, even though you suspect him to be...
I mean, he's tall, which, like, really ticks a box for me.
That's huge.
Also, like, how fun would it be to have, like, a boyfriend that you could call Wood Booger?
Even though you suspect him to be the culprit behind bloody murder, you need to raise your standards, dude.
I bet it was a misunderstanding. Maybe a Bigfoot came across a human, attacked them out of fear, then just booked it because he didn't want to do hard time.
Big feet are not aware of our judicial system.
How could you possibly know that? I also read that they bury their dead, so they might bury anything they kill too.
I think I know where this is going.
Yep, the missing body in the woods. What if it didn't disappear? What if it was buried by Bigfoot? You've got to think outside the box here. And by the way, there's loads of other evidence of Bigfoot too. Get this. Miners, and we're not talking about the one that I DM,
Right.
in the 1900s reported being attacked by ape men. And in the same year, a US citizen was kidnapped by a family of Bigfoot for 6 days. Plus, a man in Georgia claims to have smelled a Bigfoot.
Okay, so Bigfoot smells like shit and you still want to date him.
The real issue is whether he'd want to date me, if I'm being honest. I'm not his type. It's a known fact that big feet are actually sexually attracted to cows.
No way, I'm shutting this down. Bigfoot being sexually attracted to cows is where I draw the line.
If only I could look like a cow and get a Bigfoot.
Nope.
Oh, how about this? Maybe a Bigfoot romanced a cow, and that's how the sheep squatch was born.
The what?
The sheep squatch.
What?
It's another cryptid. White fur, big teeth, curly horns.
In what world do you expect me to believe in a sheep squatch?
How bad would you feel if you met a sheep squatch one day and it said, "You didn't believe in me? All this time I believed in you."
So are they killing people in the woods too?
Maybe this poor person the kid saw came across a sheep squatch and thought it was just a sheep.
But really it was a squatch.
A squatch in sheep's clothing.
Well, regardless of your crackpot theories, I now need to go away and forget I ever heard Bigfoot, romanced, and sheep squatch in the same sentence.
Which is probably a good place to leave it for today.
By the way, I'm saying hell no on the cryptid thing, or the body at all for that matter. I still think this kid was lying, probably to impress his friends.
Well, I've got an idea.
Oh no.
He said it was a woman, right? I'm gonna run a check on all missing females from upstate New York around the date this kid said he saw the body.
Finally, some real-life investigation. Now we're talking.
Thanks for joining us, friends. See you next time.
Yeah, and if you got this far, we definitely owe you 7 minutes of your life back.
Oh, things you say to all girls you meet.
Seriously?
Oh, jeez. That was good. That was good. Man, they're good. The dialogue already sounds natural, so you're just giving me more ad-lib, and these actor and actress, Anton, and Grace just kind of ad-libbing. It's perfect. Freaking perfect.
Welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal.
Anton.
What?
Oh, Anton. Oh, sweet little Anton.
Stop, what are you doing? I hate this.
Get yourself a napkin, old pal, because you're about to take a big, juicy bite into the tantalizing fruit of mystery.
Why do you insist on making everything weird?
I gotta be me, baby. Anyway, welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal. I'm Grace.
And I'm Anton.
And this week, we return to the story of the unidentified body that disappeared in Hackett Woods, upstate New York. Unidentified until now.
So this is the dead body some kids reported seeing, even though there was absolutely no proof.
No proof until now.
Okay, you're clearly hyped up on some kind of sugary drink right now, so go ahead, get it out of your system.
I checked the missing person cases in that area, and you best start calling me Amazing Grace, because you're about to hear the oh-so-sweetest sound of me solving this mystery.
You just ruined Amazing Grace for me. Which is a beautiful song. You've taken something from me today.
That's right. I've done it. Put a face to a name. Or a name to a dead body. Anne Radcliffe. She's one of the 2 hikers recently reported missing, presumed dead, in upstate New York. And you know what
this
else
is perfect.
is in upstate New York? Hackett Woods. I bet she's our Jane Doe.
Okay, so 2 people are missing. Putting aside the fact that this is a huge area and assuming these cases are linked is insane, that kid only claimed to have seen 1 body. So what now, 2 people just disappeared?
Yeah, spooky, right?
Not really, just super tragic. The part about these 2 hikers going missing, although I hate to say it, but people go missing all the time, especially in the wilderness. Bears are everywhere, probably.
Actually, no, because look, check this out. In an article I found online, it says they probably didn't get eaten by a bear.
It does not say probably. What kind of journalism is that?
It's some small town rag from nearby. And no, it didn't use those exact words, but I read it, and this wildlife expert says that if they were killed by an animal, there would be signs, and actually it's far more likely that they just sort of fell victim to the dangers of the wilderness.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You're fighting my case for me, Grace.
But the article also interviewed their family members, who refused to believe that these guys got into any accidental trouble. They say they were seasoned hikers who absolutely knew what they were doing. Can you argue with seasoned hikers? Does it not create an evocative image of 2 hikers covered in seasoning?
Well, sorry to be that guy, but being good at something doesn't exempt you from tragedy. How does that quote go? Every corpse on Mount Everest was once a very motivated individual?
Jesus, that's dark. Anton, really? You have to bring it there?
I'm sorry.
And it doesn't explain how Anne Radcliffe's body was found all alone, not to mention hours later just disappeared completely.
Well, I totally stand by my point that we just can't say for sure she was in those same woods.
Why not? You're boring.
Well, is there any evidence?
Well, no. The article actually says there's nothing to indicate they were ever actually there in the first place.
Kept that quiet, didn't you?
But a lack of evidence doesn't necessarily mean it's not true.
Grace, have you ever done jury duty?
No, why?
Good. No reason.
Well, my point is, that's not the work of anything natural. For those of you who missed out on previous episodes, we've been talking about unidentified cryptids in the American wilderness and whether or not they're behind this.
Okay, but hear me out. The wildlife expert said no animal could have killed the hikers because they'd have left signs. Well, surely that goes for made-up animals, cryptids as well, right?
Yeah, I guess. Cryptids are usually messy eaters.
I'm sorry to say, but this feels like the work of a human to me. What was the other hiker's name?
Ed Benson.
So if they were in the woods, which I'm now aware is a big if, perhaps the largest if I've ever seen, but maybe the hikers got lost, freaked out, and turned on each other. Or one of them lured the other into the woods for a murder-suicide thing. Or maybe Ed wanted to claim Anne's life insurance, so he killed her. He could still be in the woods right now after murdering her and hiding the body. That's a whole lot more terrifying than Bigfoot.
Your mind is dark today.
It is what it is, Grace. Humans are more messed up than any cryptid out there.
Au contraire! I think, in fact, it is what it isn't. Or it isn't what it is. Wait, basically, I don't think it's humans or cryptids.
You don't.
Nope. Sorry, Bigfoot, but fuck off. Unless you want to get a drink sometime, wink. We've got first-class tickets on the ghost train. Choo-choo!
Wow.
Choo-choo! Choo-choo!
Do you ever run out of steam?
I
No.
do not, just like our ghost train, which runs off the energy of spirits of the damned. I'm the train driver. You're the, conductor, I guess, and we are on our way, my friend.
Where is this metaphor going?
To this, say hello to Grace Corvin, ghost investigator.
So what, we're a ghost podcast now?
I like to think we embrace all sorts of unique paranormal entity here at Bizarre Yet Bonafide headquarters. And by embrace, I mean in any way you want. Wink.
Headquarters? This is your apartment. It's got one room and a mold problem.
I'm maintaining an illusion. How about this? The teens only went into Hackett Woods looking for ghosts. There was no sign of the hikers ever being there, right? And there was a dead body that disappeared. Put those together and it's obvious. The vengeful ghost killed Anne and snatched Ed into another plane of existence, some ethereal other dimension, which is when the teen saw Anne's body all alone. Then the ghost came back and snatched her away too.
Ghosts can do that?
Yup.
Well, fuck.
I know, right?
Nah, you still haven't convinced me. Like, sure, these two hikers did go missing nearby, and I'm prepared to believe there's the smallest chance the teen boy may have actually seen Anne's body, which would mean someone hid it afterwards. That's scary enough without the need for ghouls. It could have been Ed covering up the murder. Maybe the landowners are psycho cannibals that killed and ate both hikers. Maybe even the cops had something to do with it. We don't know. It's fucked, but it's not paranormal.
Okay, listen, I'm not sold on it yet either, but I'm definitely, interested. I'm down to clown with the idea, you know?
Ugh, I hate clowns. Ugh. Okay, so
We
what?
all do.
You're gonna keep looking into ghostly interference rather than find any logical truth behind the disappearing dead body?
It's one and the same, my friend. Basically, if this ghost did kill the hikers, we need to know why and how to stop it happening again. Which means I need to dig up some ghost facts
How are you going to do that?
from the internet.
You better get
Of
started
course, of
then.
course.
Type ghosts into a search engine and there are 4,660 million results, not all of them safe for work.
Wow, I'll start with those ones then. Whew, keep that page open. I'm diving in. Join us next time, listeners, as we delve into the translucent, ectoplasmic, haunting world of ghosts.
Ectoplasmic?
What's the matter? You scared?
Of you? Yeah, a little.
See you next time.
Peace out.
Oh, these guys are having a ball, and I'm all for it. Yes, let them have their podcast. Wish we had podcasts like that. Oh, wait, we do. But yet, you really have to look for those podcasts. Some of them are actually coming to go. You gotta just really find them. Why don't we have podcasts like this, though? Where the characters are expressing their opinions, having freaking fun, having a ball, expressing their opinions, kind of just, shooting the breeze and What's the expression? Shooting the breeze? Shooting the shit? I feel like I'm misusing that expression, but doesn't matter. More podcast time.
Welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal.
Welcome, friends, to another episode of Bizarre Yet Bonafide with me, Grace.
Now, Grace, that's no way to welcome our listeners back into the fold. Grace? Okay, for those of you wondering why you've tuned into Sourpuss Radio, I'm delighted to tell you that there has been an update on the infamous missing dead body case.
Okay, fine, but just so you know...
She's back, everyone!
Just so you know, I am absolutely not done with it. I've got my thoughts and my theories and a pretty promising lead, actually.
No way, you're not getting off that easily. Let's tie up this delicious little loose end, shall we? What happened with the body? And the kid who saw it. Oh, and which handsome co-host was it who reminded you a few weeks back about the boy who cried wolf?
Okay, fine. The kid cried wolf. Big whoop.
A tale as old as time.
Apparently, he made it all up to scare his girlfriend.
Now, I'm no expert on charming the ladies.
Obvious. Continue.
But I don't think freaking the hell out of your date is the best way to win their heart.
True. But it does lead on quite nicely to my next theory.
Oh yeah? Enlighten me.
Men are shitheads.
I mean, sadly.
Ow!
And the women those shitheads scorn, they're pretty fucked up.
Listen up, guys. Quit scorning. Knock it off.
Because the truth of the matter, Anton, is that even though there was no body, it doesn't take away the fact that these hikers did go missing. This one here, Anne Radcliffe, she's out there somewhere, alive or dead.
I mean, how do we even know they were in those specific woods in the first place? It's such a vast area. It could be totally unrelated to anything.
No, Anton. It's ghosts.
You really are relentlessly stubborn, aren't you?
It's no secret how many people go inexplicably missing in North America, and a great deal of missing persons cases leave behind no trail whatsoever. And what else leaves no trail? Ghosts. Because they float and glide through stuff.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
You're being nice. Why?
I'm trying to not be a shithead so you don't come back as a ghost and haunt me.
Wait, who the hell says I'm dying before you?
I've seen how you live. You had peanut butter pops for lunch. Weren't they discontinued ages ago? I guess you just went ahead and ignored the expiration date?
Yeah. But nuts are good for you. And everyone knows stuff in the freezer doesn't go bad.
You kept them in the freezer?
No, Anton. I found them in the freezer when I moved in.
You're disgusting.
Anton, if I said to you, famous ghost stories, what would you think of?
Copyright infringement lawsuit?
Wrong! Here, read this.
Oh, sorry. This one? Right. Well, Grace, I'd think of the hitchhiking hag or the white lady, of course.
Interesting, Anton. Tell me more.
Different variations of these famous ghost stories are told all over the world.
Wow. So it sounds to me like there is a specific type of ghost that manifests in different ways to different people. Funnily enough, I've been doing some research on this.
Which means you typed it into the internet and are about to quote the first webpage result.
Dude, what happened to being nice?
I didn't say I would be nice, I just said I wouldn't be a shithead.
Well, you're on thin ice, pal.
Sorry, continue.
So, this research told me that often these stories are about vengeful female spirits called things like the White Lady of something or the Hag of somewhere, all seemingly related to women being scorned, ranging from spousal abuse to vows being broken, their loved ones taken from them, that kind of gnarly stuff.
Very gnarly, yeah.
One story in particular tells of a man so concerned that his wife might cheat on him while he was at war, he locked her in the basement. Didn't think about the possibility he might croak it, did he? He died on the battlefield, and she wasted away to nothing in the dark. Her ghost still remains, wandering our plane, and it said that when she approaches, her hollow, desperate groans ring in your ears, and you are struck with this sudden pang of intense hunger, an echo of the pain she was left to suffer. People think the starvation killed her, but no, quite the opposite. She was so hungry, trapped down there, that she resorted to eating her own flesh, ripping skin and sinew from bone, draining blood from vein as she tore herself apart. They say her
Jeez.
hunger is what left her lingering in our world. The hunger for revenge.
Holy shit.
Exactly. So because of the way she was treated, the White Lady, or the Hag, generally punishes bad behavior like infidelity, abandonment, greed, and murder, and rewards things like faithfulness and commitment to family.
All right, so basically, for good reason, she's hangry, super hangry, and mangled too, given the whole ingesting her own flesh thing.
Yeah, it's lucky she wasn't a vegan like me.
You took a bite of my bacon cheeseburger yesterday.
You said it was free range.
You're vaguely vegan at best.
A vegan, yeah. But right now, I'm hungry for answers. My theory is that these are specific types of spirit, not one particular ghost. You'll see loads of different stories about the White Lady, the Hag, the Wretched Woman, whatever you want to call them. Vengeful spirits cursed to linger in our world due to some wrongdoing that befell them.
So going back to the hitchhiker, was she wronged in some way too?
Yep. She drowned herself after her husband left her for another woman. So she's often seen drenched to the skin, seawater dripping from her mouth, overflowing from her constantly waterlogged lungs. Her once glowing face, dull and bloated. Her once songbird voice, gargling the discordant cries of her now sodden vocal cords.
Okay, you're way too good at this.
It's the whole unfinished business thing. Cliche, I know, but these spirits are doomed to wander our mortal coil, seeking vengeance or closure on something or someone that wronged them.
So what does that mean for our fake dead body and missing hikers?
I hear rumors that there have been recent sightings of a White Lady, or Hag, in none other than dun 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 Hackett Woods. Yes, which is near where those guys were last seen.
A scary thought, albeit absolute nonsense.
Joke all you want. We have a deal, remember? I present you with evidence and you admit that the paranormal is real. I just have a bit more research to do, something more hands-on. And then, oh, Anton, I hope you've got ice cream in the freezer because you're going to need a big old scoop to go with your humble pie.
Oh man. Okay. Go ghost hunting all you want, but I think we should draw a line under these missing hikers. We don't even know for sure they were in Hackett Woods, and I'm betting they turn up eventually.
Oh, don't worry. I'm in full ghost mode now.
Just don't do anything dangerous, all right?
Aw, I didn't think you cared.
I like you enough that I don't want you to get murdered in the woods.
Well, that's it for today, folks. Join me next episode for something a little different.
Seriously, what are you gonna do?
Don't worry your pretty little head about it. Catch you on the flip side, bizarros.
I don't think she's doing anything illegal. What the hell? Oh, so that's actually the commercial. Yeah, that just sounds kinda... I don't know. Not appropriate in terms of the commercial. Okay, well, last two.
Welcome to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal.
Hello? Hello? Huh. There's nobody at the check-in desk. Okay, here I am at the Harbinger Motel. Yep, that's its real name. To investigate Hackett Woods. I think I actually went past the woods on my way here, and I can totally believe it's haunted. Those trees are creepy AF. Which is great, because I'm here to find some hard evidence of the supernatural to show my co-host Anton the unbeliever. who, you may notice, is not here. Now, there may be some of you who miss his acerbic comments, so I'll do my best to give the illusion that he's still here with us. Just to be clear, he hasn't died. He's having meatloaf at his mom's, which, as a vegan or vegan, I would never partake in. Not that I was invited. Hey Grace, my name's Anton, and I don't believe in anything. I don't even like this podcast, even though you're super cool and awesome at ghosts and supernatural shit, and you're actually kind of pretty, and it's kind of weird that I've never mentioned that before, even when you sometimes straighten your hair. Anton, please, I'm just like any other paranormal investigator out there, okay? Are you playing footsie with me? I think I ship us. Welcome, listeners, to Bizarre Yet Bonafide, the podcast of the paranormal, coming to you from a motel near Hackett Woods, where I'll be investigating the legend of a local haunting. But there's no such thing as ghosts, because I'm Anton, and wait a minute, didn't we prove last episode that the dead body found in Hackett Woods was a hoax? Supposedly a hoax. And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But even without the dead body, we've still got 2 missing hikers, creepy woods, an old rickety town, and a local legend of an angry ghost. So that sounds like a recipe for mystery. I mean, there's no smoke without fire, and there's no spectral plasma without ghosts. Oh, look. Please ring for assistance. Hello? I'd like to check in, please. Anyone there? I mean, spooky abandoned motel is totally my vibe, but like, I gotta check in to stay here. Come on. Okay. So, listeners, after I get checked in, eventually, I want to get to the bottom of this ghost story. Who is this lady that haunts the woods? How did she die? What does she want? If she's a typical white lady ghost, I imagine she was murdered, or... Oh, shoot, someone's coming.
Did she cut out the broadcast?
Okay, guys, I am officially checked in and in my room. It's pretty nice for a motel. Basic, quaint, a little creepy, but like the door is not creaking and there's no flickering light bulb. The trees aren't knocking against the window with a tap, tap, tap. So yeah, room for improvement. Ooh, also, check this out. The toilet has one of those pull-down, old-timey chain flushy things, so that's pretty rad. Oh my god, and I spoke to the desk clerk about ghosts, and he told me about this traveling sideshow that came here like 6 years ago or something, and it caught fire, and like everyone died. Grounds for a haunting? I think so. We could even be dealing with multiple spirits here. Also, the clerk was pretty weird. He just kept staring and smiling uncomfortably, like he didn't want to talk about it, but also he kind of did. I wonder if the fire has been hushed up. Either way, first thing in the morning, I'm going full investigation mode. I've got to find something concrete to bring back to Anton. I don't know, Grace. I'm not really a reasonable person, so even if you did have evidence, I'd probably just ignore it, even though I promised not to. Also, I'm probably dragging this whole thing out because I secretly have a crush on you, and I'm just making the most of my time with you. Okay, Anton, settle down there, you big goof. Feelings mutual. All right, guys, sweet dreams.
Well, she said to him.
Morning, listeners. I am actually reporting to you from my very disheveled bed. I'm a very full-bodied thrashing sleeper. It's your girl Grace here, well-rested and ready for some ghost hunting. As for my night in the Harbinger Motel, it was annoyingly delightful. The bed was soft, not a peep from the floorboards. I slept like a log. I even tried to do Bloody Mary in the mirror, and honestly, I just kind of looked good. So, what's the deal? I mean, what is this motel even a harbinger of? Sweet dreams? I actually did have a really good dream. Man, I'm starving. see. Oh, yes! One peanut butter pop left. Breakfast of ghost hunting champions. Pop, pop, peanut butter pops. Pop, pop 'em in your mouth. Okay, so how come my brain saves space for a 15-year-old jingle, but I can't remember my social security number? I mean, way to go, Grace. I wonder if I reached out to the manufacturers, maybe they'd start making them again. You hear that, Butter Pops guys? Get off your asses and give me some free snacks. We'll give you free advertising, so it's a win-win. I just can't wait till I can hashtag add something. Hashtag spawn. That means you really made it. These really are addictive. Must be all the nutritious ingredients. Huh, no ingredient list. Mysterious, just the way I like it. Anyway, speaking of mysteries, today I'm going to look into this fire from 6 years ago. It was on private land owned by the same family who owns the woods. But the clerk couldn't, or who wouldn't, tell me anything about them. Apparently they're like recluses, which doesn't really make sense because they also run the summer camp we mentioned in previous episodes. Hackett's Quarry Summer Camp. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. According to the flyer on the front desk, empty right now, but it'll be swimming with kids soon, I imagine. Though I can't understand why a family of hermits would want a load of teens running around their land every summer. Oh, unless they're sacrificing them to ghosts of those who died in the fire as some kind of penance or death contract. Grace, that wouldn't work because I'm Anton, and missing teenagers would definitely be investigated, and what parents would keep sending their kids to a sacrificial ghost camp? Oh, Anton, why do you always have to be so logical? I wanted to call the camp, but I have zero service out here, and the weird desk clerk pretended the landline was down. I think there's more to this family than he's letting on, so I'll be on the charm offensive tomorrow morning when I check out, see what I can squeeze out of him. But for now, I'm gonna swing by the local town, and once I've found out about this fire, I'll sneak into the woods to catch a ghost in the act of doing ghostly things. You know, passing through walls, floating around with a general air of melancholy, that sort of thing. OMG. I was right. The local ghost lady legend is based on the freak show fire. They call her the Hag of Hackett's Quarry. No way! The freak show fire was made up. I'm Anton and I don't believe in anything, even fire. I spoke to a few of the older townsfolk who told me jack shit, but then I spoke to the younger ones. Grace, stop pestering children. You're going to get arrested. Stop interrupting, Anton. And they told me, actually, I'm sorry guys, but I've got to save this for the next episode with Anton. It's such a super awesome story. I'm just pumped that I came here and actually found a lead. And whether or not this hag has anything to do with the missing hikers and the potential dead body, I don't know, but something is going on, and come sunset, I'm finding out what. Even if it takes me all night, I'm setting up a camp in the woods and catching me a hag. Hey, I'm here in Hackett Woods, in my little tent, alone. Well, the outskirts of Hackett Woods, it's a little scary. Like, I can't see anything. There's a shitload of fog, and even my own breathing is freaking me out. Jesus, it would be so annoying if I got killed by a bear right now. Oh, I bet you'd love that, wouldn't you, Anton? I kind of wish he was here. Don't tell him that, though. Hey, if I die, I'm totally coming back as a ghost and haunting him. That'd settle it once and for... What the hell? Oh my God. I swear, I just heard someone outside my tent. God, why don't I have service? Is this how people die in movies? They go to haunted woods without cell service? Alone? I don't really like this. Chill out, Grace. Ghosts aren't real. You're much more likely to be murdered by a half-starved hiker who will chop you up and feast on your bones. Thanks, Anton. That's reassuring. What was that? Did you hear that?
Okay, a twig definitely just snapped right outside. Can't see shit with this flashlight. Bigfoot, is that you? I don't know if you listen to the podcast, but I've actually said some really complimentary stuff about you, like how I would actually totally have a drink with you, even if you smelled really bad. A friendly bear? Hag of Hackett's Quarry? Oh man, it's just a stupid squirrel. Wait, it could be a ghost squirrel. No, just a regular squirrel. Shoot, but these vibes, man, it's weird. My dudes, I'm telling you, there's something in these woods, and we are gonna find it eventually. Mark my words. You know what? Screw this. I'm scared. Sorry, Hag of Hackett's Quarry, wherever you are, but I'll have to make the best of what I've got. You're on your own.